Okay, so we're going to start with information, just general information, questions I've had asked in the past, questions I've had asked since yesterday. I'm also just going to read like the general info from the workstation, because I know a lot of people were wondering like just why, why the cost, like what's included, and all this information that's actually in the workstation under the events tab, but it's kind of buried. So to access the like details, you have to go into the events tab, and then you have to go to like where it has SFR listed, and you have to click register. And then when you have to basically act like you're going to register, and then it will have like view terms and conditions, and when you click on view terms and conditions, it'll have all that information. That's the only place I could find it. Now there may be an FAQ in there. I don't know if anybody knows if there is. You can put it in the chat box if there is, but I haven't looked. So the dates for SFR are June 23rd through the 25th. And if you're a director Q or above, you can go to the leadership event that begins on the 22nd. So if you're not going to be going to leadership, reunion is going to be June 23rd through the 25th. So you would want to be traveling on June 22nd. You would want to be flying in, driving in on the 22nd, stay the night of the 22nd so that you're ready to go on the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Eldon did say that the last general session would be over by 5 p.m. on the 25th, but I'm just going to tell you this from past experiences at in-person reunion, it is exhausting, and you're probably not going to want to be traveling home after 5 unless you live like an hour away. So I would highly recommend going ahead and staying the night of the 25th as well, and then flying home, driving home, whatever you're doing on the 26th, because maybe it's just because I'm so introverted, and when I have a lot of human interaction, I'm just like, when I'm done. But like, I know that I think everybody else on here can agree with me that has been to an in-person SFR. It's exhausting. So it's going to be at the Salt Palace Convention Center in Salt Lake City, Utah. The address and all that is in there. General information. So registration is open in your events tab, and it closes April 30th or when capacity is reached. Now, I will say this. I would not wait. I would sign up as quickly as you can. There is a payment plan, so you don't have to pay the $300 for registration right away. All you need is $100 down right now, and then they put you on a payment plan. I would get registered as soon as you can, because we originally were supposed to have in-person SFR at Salt Palace back in 2020, and it got canceled. Our company was half the size in 2020. So I'm guessing the capacity is probably not very generous for the amount of consultants we have now 2 years later. So I would say sign up as soon as you possibly can to avoid not being able to sign up, and then you'll be really sad. It's $300 per consultant or guest. So if you take a guest with you, they have to be at least 16 years old. You can take family members or whoever you want to. They just can't go to the Scentsy events. So like if you want to take your spouse, or you want to take your spouse and your child or whatever and make it like a little family vacation, just know that whoever isn't paid for, whoever you didn't pay that $300 for, cannot go with you to any of the Scentsy events. They will have to stay in the hotel room, hang out somewhere during the day, something like that. They just can't go with you to the Scentsy events. So $300 per consultant. Like I said, there's a payment plan, $100 down, and then they put you on a payment plan if you don't want to pay the $300 right now, or you can't. That's going to include access to all general sessions and breakouts. So you're going to have general sessions where you're going to have home office speakers. You're going to have motivational type speakers. Who knows who they have lined up? I have no idea. But there's always such great speakers. And then you'll have keynotes, and it's a very inspirational setting. The speeches are always really, really good as far as business, but they also relate to just life in general. I know like the first year we ever went, my husband went with me, and he thought that he was going to be so bored and like on his phone the whole time. He had like movies downloaded to watch, and he absolutely loved it. It spoke to him in his personal life, his business, and everything. And it was great for him to go to that. So I do recommend, if you have a spouse, take them if they can go, because they need to experience the true culture of Scentsy just like you do. If you've never been to an in-person event, there's nothing like it. And that is why I'm like so pumped. Like, y'all have no idea how excited those of us are who have been to an in-person reunion before. We know how exciting this is. We know how special it is. There's nothing like it, and your business needs it. Your soul needs it. You have never experienced what Scentsy truly is until you go to an SFR in person. So it includes access to all general sessions and breakouts. It includes in-session product giveaways. So those are really fun. Like, they do really big product giveaways. They're awesome. Guest speakers, entertainment. So usually they'll do like a little concert or something of some sort. And then you also get a spirit kit, which is always valued very good for what you're getting. And then they send you a cool like SFR branded t-shirt. So you get all that for $300. Now, what is not included is your hotel, your airfare, or your, if you're going to drive, and like food and that kind of stuff. So you're going to have to make sure you have that in your budget and be prepared for that. There is a fitness activity with the fitness marshal. It's $45 a person. That includes a t-shirt to wear for that if you want to do that. And you have to register for that through your workstation if you do want to do that. Payment plan, already went over that. There's more details on that payment plan. If you go in there and read the terms and conditions, like, it'll tell you what date your payments will come out and all of that. There is a virtual option if you cannot go to in person. So please, please, please sign up for virtual if you absolutely cannot go in person. I think that's all the general info. There is a hotel room block. I haven't read the details on it yet. It was just posted, I think, but I know that Eldon said it would be the Hilton and the Marriott right there at the Salt Palace. So it's going to be within walking distance. You're not going to have to Uber or drive there. So, I mean, you can literally go and not have to rent a car or anything like that if you stay at one of those hotels, and then you can just Uber if you need to go out to eat or something. We typically do a team dinner. We typically do a like a little team get together for our entire group. They usually have like a little team day, and then SSDs can reserve a room, and then we do a little award ceremony and just get together, wear our team shirts. We're working on team shirts right now. They're going to be so cute. So if you haven't seen the post that I made or your leader made about what Scentsy is to you, make sure you go on there and you put your word or your words for what Scentsy is to you, so that your word can be put on our shirt. They're going to be so cute. Okay, so Bonnie said she heard, okay, so there's in the 200s probably a night for those room blocks. So tip for that: room with somebody so you can split that room cost, or room with 2 or 3 or 4 somebodies so that you can rent that or split that room cost. There's also the option of an Airbnb or something like that. So whatever, there's different ways to save money on that. Just, whatever works for you. If you can get some people together to split one with you, that's always helpful. And all of this is tax deductible. So every bit of this is business write-off. The food you eat while you're there is business write-off. Every expense incurred with this is a business write-off. Flights are out the freaking butt right now, I'll be honest. So, fuel costs being up doesn't help. So I'm hoping that they might go down slightly if we wait a little bit. We're not booking ours right now, but you want to book, go ahead. But, all right. If you have any more questions other than that, just put them in the chat box. I'll get them answered. And I'm going to go ahead and let some people come on and share their experience from past in-person reunions. And that's a good point that Bonnie just brought up. So, well, she didn't bring this point up, but it reminded me of this. If you book your flight, get flight insurance. Have a way to be reimbursed if it gets canceled. Yes, you're probably going to have to pay extra, but it's worth it if something crazy happens, because we all know the world feels like it's getting back to normal, but 3 months from now, who knows? Okay, who wants to come on first and share? I'm just going to unmute somebody if you don't come on.
I'll talk. I'll always talk. I might have some screaming kids in the background.
You are fine. Let's see.
Can y'all hear me?
There you are.
I'm like literally throwing handfuls of puffs into the floor because I had to keep them distracted for the sale. Okay, so I've been to one.
Who are you?
SFR. I'm Tara. I'm Tara Perez, and I'm director of the Scent Supernovas. I've been with Scentsy just over 3 years. I just had my 3-year anniversary. In 2019, SFR was my very first one. I was a star consultant at the time, and I think so. I think it was a star, yeah. And I really went because I had earned Sensational Star at level 3, and I was, going to get to walk the stage for that. So, but I also really just wanted to go, and it was close to my husband at the time had family nearby, so we were able to visit them because we had a new baby. Heads up, don't take a 12-hour drive with your 1-year-old. That was the worst decision of our life, but it was incredible. Just like Morgan says, like when you go to, a business function and you have to listen to a speaker, half the time you're like off in la la land, but they get these amazing speakers that have these crazy stories. Like we had a speaker in 2019 that had gone on this was it Mount Everest that he climbed? He had gone on this Arctic trek and he was talking about it, and it was just so interesting. And then, the way that it connected back to, they just get speakers that are so real and have real lives and have really great stories, but then connect back to your business. And I know they had a one with the virtual SFR one year that she was a writer, and I'm a writer, and I bought her book. They just really find people that you can connect to, that you feel like, I just threw a puff on my niece's head, that you feel like, it relates to your business. So you don't feel like you're just lost in a crowd. And I remember walking in with my director, Heather. We walked in and I looked around, and it was literally like we were at a giant concert at some huge arena. And I was like, oh my God, like I had not been that excited since I had been to like NSYNC when I turned 15. I was like, oh, you get all the happy feelings. And before that, like just walking into the lobby, a few people that I knew just by name, like Kelsey Todd and Hannah Rule. Celine, stop that, please. They were all sitting on the floor together, and they were like, Tara. And I was like, oh my God, they know me. And it's like automatically, even though you've never met, you've been talking to these people since the beginning of your business. And even though you may be meeting for the first time, it's like your family, and it's like a family reunion of the best kind, like a family reunion that you look forward to. Like if you enjoy your family reunions and don't hate them, then this is what it's going to be like. So it's just the whole saying of like, you can sit at our table or something like that is absolutely enforced. If you go by yourself, you're going to be surrounded by people. You're not going to spend any time by yourself unless you want to. You're just going to be engulfed in love. And it just does so much for your business, just because you feel so connected with so many people, and being around so many like-minded people that have such positive attitudes because you're in such a positive environment just does so much for your mental state. And so if you're feeling like down in the doldrums and your business has been slow, which I know for my team, the past few months have been really rough, this is the perfect thing to get your head in the right space. And you're going to have so many tools and get so much advice and get away from your crazy kids. And it's just, there's nothing about it that I didn't enjoy. I mean, like there was a picture of me sitting outside our hotel room because my daughter had to have complete darkness to sleep. So we would have to eat dinner out in the hallway. And I took a selfie of myself and posted it. And people were like, oh my gosh, you look so happy. And I'm like, literally, I'm in a tank top getting ready and sitting in the hallway eating supper. But I was just that happy to be there, and you could see it. like you could see it in my body and in my face. So if you're on the edge and just kind of thinking about it, I mean, I had to make payment plans the first time that I went, or I had to do the payment plan, and, you know, I had to do special things to be able to afford it. But if you can, just put aside monthly and make it happen. If you're on the fence, do it. I think everybody that's been will tell you that. So, and yeah, like Morgan said, this is the first one we've had since then. And everybody that's ever been before is so excited to get to go. So I know that everybody that has been before is doing everything that they possibly can, even though things are a little pricey because of the stuff that's going on in the world right now. But if you can make it happen, even if you have to try a little extra hard, then make it happen. It will change your business. It will change your life. It's great.
Yeah. Thank you. That was perfect. It will, and that sounds so crazy sometimes, like it will change your life, but it literally, it's not even explainable. I mean, until you go and experience it, it's not, you can't put it into words. And some of you may be terrified to go because you just feel like you don't know anybody, or you're scared to fly, you've never flown before, or whatever. But I promise you, when you get there, there's going to be so many of us there. We will welcome you with open arms. You will feel like you belong. You will feel like you've met your best friends, and you're never going to feel like you're alone or anything like that. It's so much fun. I remember the first trip I ever went on, I didn't know anybody. It was our or the first SFR we ever went on. It was in Nashville. And I was like, I think I was already a director, but we didn't know anybody. And like, I just went up to some people that I looked up to and was terrified to talk to them. And I did. And now I'm like really close friends with some of them. So it's really cool. But that's another thing. Like, if you see somebody that you look up to, that you love their YouTube videos, or you just look up to them in this company, go meet them. I promise you, you'll not regret that. It's scary, but they're normal people. They're just like you, and they want to meet you just as much as you want to meet them, because they, you know, we as leaders, we need to know that we are helping people and inspiring people. And that means the world to us if you walk up to us and meet us, because, like, first of all, we're, like I said, we're nobody special. We're just people. So we want to feel like people too. So go up to people you look up to and hug them and meet them and tell them how much you love whatever it is that they share or how they've helped you. It's great for them. It's great for you. It's great for everybody. So, all right. Who else? Heather, you want to go? Okay. You got to unmute. Hold on. There you go.
Okay. Hey, I'm Heather Wilson-Williams, and I am the director of Waxinista's Wax Bosses. And I've been doing this for 4.5 years, 5 years in, I think, December, maybe late November. I get it mixed up. Anyways, my first in-person SFR was in Austin, and honestly, I wasn't going to go because at the time I was a teacher. Can y'all hear me? Am I breaking up? It says my internet connection's unstable.
You keep kind of freezing up.
We good?
I can hear you though.
Okay. I wasn't going to go because I was a teacher and it was during open house. And so that kind of ruled out me going. And so I was just really torn. I had earned annual sales. I was Morgan's first teamie besides her to earn it. And so to me, that was like a big deal. And now we have so many bosses that have earned it. And it's just so awesome to see all you guys bossing it up. But so I really, really wanted to walk the stage for that. It was something I was so proud of. And I was just, Scentsy was so important to me. And I knew that I wanted to eventually make it my full-time gig. So after a lot of sleepless nights, laying in the bed, I decided, I'll was going to quit my teaching job. And I was only a superstar consultant. So that was pretty risky, to say the least. But I knew in my heart where I was going with this business, and that it was my passion. And when you put your passion into something, you're going to make it work. So I decided at 4:00 in the morning I was going to quit my teaching job. Went in the next day, turned in my letter of resignation, and when I decided I was going to quit my teaching job, I immediately signed up for SFR at 4:00 in the morning. So there was no going back. I was going. And I didn't even discuss this with my husband, y'all. This was like this was crazy. So I was going to SFR, but I had so much anxiety, like so much anxiety going by myself, even though I knew I was going to be meeting up with Tara, who's one of my dearest friends, and Morgan, who I had been with on an incentive trip to Mexico, and all these people I'd seen on Facebook. I just had so much anxiety traveling by myself and staying in a hotel by myself and just all these things. And like Tara said, we walked into the convention center and we saw Hannah and Brandy and Kelsey, and they were like, hey, like we were all best friends. And it was the best feeling. I can't even describe it. It was the best feeling. So we're sitting there and we're all just, shooting the breeze. And Tara had placed an order, which little did I mean, I knew I was close to director, but I didn't know if I would make it. But she had placed a bulk order, and it got me over the hump, and I made director, sitting there with Kelsey, Brandy, and Hannah in the floor SFR. And I cried, and I went and switched my ribbon in for my superstar ribbon in for director, and it was like indescribable. I can't put it into words, but I cried. I saw Heidi and Orville the next day, told them that I made director, like at SFR. And when they say when you show up, you go up, that's definitely true. Like, you will meet so many bosses, SSDs, SDs, Ds even. And you know what? A title doesn't really matter. There's certified leads, stars, superstars that are out there doing really awesome things that we can all learn from. But the breakout sessions were so awesome. I remember Tara and I tried so hard to get into a Nick's. Sorry, I bite my lips. You can see that. Into a Nick's breakout session, and the line was like wrapped around the building, and it like got to a few people in front of us, and they were like, sorry, we're at capacity. But if you know who a Nick is, I can't pronounce her last name, but if you know who a Nick is, she has this crazy energy. She's so much fun. And you get to see like your Scentsy superheroes, the people that you watch on YouTube. And I met Chloe Cox. Before I even really knew that, like, who she was so cute and pregnant, and I met her and Kristen. They were just walking, and I got my picture made with them, and I had been watching her on YouTube, and I knew she was, somebody, but I didn't know. Now I know she's like, rolling in the dough, the Scentsy dough. But you get to meet all these really cool people that you probably wouldn't get a chance to meet otherwise. And the speeches that Tara touched on, those are so inspirational. You can't get that kind of stuff anywhere else. And another bonus is the giveaways. Those are always so much fun. We got tons of stuff in Austin.
Oh, do you remember the pet line? That was when they announced the pet line, and we were all like about to cry. We were so excited over.
Yes, because I'm a pet mom through and through, and like we got the pet line, and it was just so special. Did we get wall fan diffusers there, or?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like anything new that's coming out, like you're gonna get it while you're there.
Yeah, and that's so exciting because you get it first. You get it before it even comes out. So it's all about community. It's all about friendship. It's all about the inspiration you get from the speakers. It's all about meeting that person who like lights your fire and that you're inspired by. It's all those things. I can't even, I mean, I say I can't put it into words, but I've put it into a lot of words. But it's just, you need to go. You have to go. It's one of those things, like I said, I'd never miss another incentive trip. And it's kind of like that. Once you go to SFR, you'll never miss another one in person because you come back so pumped. And it's really a good tool to bless others too, because people see you having all this fun. They see you with your friends, and they see you making connections, and they see the product giveaways, and they're like, I want to be a part of that, And so I actually got some new teamies out of going to SFR too. So I'm 100% saying you need to go. You need to be all in because it's an experience like no other.
Yay, thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that reminds me, I can't remember what year it was that we started our partnership with Disney, but were y'all at that one? Or was that maybe that?
It was that year. It was that year
It was?
because maybe
No,
the
it
Disney
wasn't.
partnership had been announced the year before, but it was the first time that Disney products came out because they showed the warmer, the first curve warmer with Mickey and Minnie on them.
I just remember they played the Mickey Mouse like March song or whatever, and there was confetti everywhere, and I have goosebumps talking about it. They brought in the first ever made Mickey Mouse buddies, and we all got to take one home, and it's still sitting on my shelf. Well, it's not sitting on my shelf right now. It's packed up in storage, but it was sitting on my shelf still because it's like my favorite little buddy, and somebody tried to buy it from me, and I was like, no, I'm never selling this. So
Bar in California in 2017, wasn't it?
yes, that's right. California. It was Anaheim. I was trying to remember what reunion was before Austin. I knew it was fun, but that's the one where we got the funny little Beetlebug rental car, and my husband drove us all around in it, and it was very entertaining. So they'll announce new products. The new products that are going to be coming out in the fall, they'll announce, and they'll announce the new fall incentive trip, which is very exciting. That's another whole experience in itself. Like the whole room just absolutely goes nuts. And then there's the awards night. So I keep getting goosebumps talking about this. If that doesn't tell you how great it is, then I don't know what does. There's the awards night. So if you earn annual sales award or annual mentor award, you get to walk the stage. You get to walk the stage if you're a director or a star director or a superstar director. You get to walk the stage if you've been with Scentsy for 5 years or 10 years. And then they do stage recognition for Sensational Start Level 3 earners as well. I think that's it. Am I leaving off anything? Okay. So that's just something that popped in my head that I wanted to throw in there. Who wants to talk next?
I will. I can keep it short and sweet though.
There you are. I was like, who is this? It's Hannah. Okay.
Yeah.
Who are you?
I don't know. So I'm just gonna keep mine short and sweet. I don't like to talk long in front of people, so that's why. But basically, so my first SFR was, I believe, in Kansas City. I drove 8 hours from Colorado Springs over to Kansas City. We sweat our butts off. We about passed out at the Kansas City Royals game, but it was awesome. It was so much fun. That's where I got to meet Brandy in person for the first time. We roomed together in this horrible hotel room. It was horrible, but we were doing it all on a budget, and going there is what really kind of fueled my fire to push me past. I can't remember what I was. I want to say I was a star director not a star director, a star consultant that year. And by the end of the year, I was a director. It's just kind of what really fueled my fire, and it really just gave you that extra oomph you need. This year, I've been on the fence about going. I am going though, because I've been trying to figure out how to afford it. Tickets from Florida to Salt Lake City are very, very expensive. But I've noticed in the last 2 years, I have felt the lack of in-person things to core. Like I have felt it so much in me and in my drive and in my excitement for Scentsy. I am a star director, just so everybody knows that. I've been with Scentsy for 7 years now, but the last 2 years have been hard for me because you don't have that in-person anything, haven't had world tour, nothing. And those events are what helps me and really pushes me through. So for me, my biggest takeaway, all the trainings are amazing. The guest speakers are amazing, but my biggest takeaway from SFR is the energy that you get from it, and it helps drive you until your next in-person event or your next SFR. But it really kind of gives you that extra oomph that you need, and it just I don't know. I can't even explain it. It's so hard to explain, but it's that excitement and that energy, and it's just like latches on to you and it just keeps you moving. And like I said, right now, you know, being transparent, I need that right now. I 100% need it because I am not doing so hot right now as far as the lack of all that goes. And I need it. I know I do. I'm very introverted. It exhausts me. SFR makes me feel like I need to sleep for a week after, but it is the best thing I can do for my business. And while I may be dragging my feet on it just because I'm being me, I guess, being me, I know deep down that is what I need. I went and registered last night. How I'm getting there, where I'm staying yet, I don't know, but I registered, I'm going. So I'm making sure it happens because I know deep down that is what I need. And I truly, truly feel that once you go to an SFR, you won't want to miss another, because that energy that you just gain from it and the excitement and those contacts and all the extra training and all the new excitement that Scentsy has to offer you, it just drives you on for that next 6 months till world tour, the next 365 days till the next SFR. Plus an extra benefit is you get to travel more, which is always fun, which I love to do. So, but yeah, that's just short and sweet. But the main reason why I love it so much would be definitely that energy. I think the Tara and Heather really touched on those other points wonderfully. But and it's always fun to do those little walks. But we missed our 5-year one because I think that was the first year COVID canceled everything. It was our 5-year. So I didn't get to walk for that. It was a little bit of a bummer, but I'm so excited to see everybody else. I know Brittany has her 5-year walk coming up. So I can't wait to watch everybody else and cheer on my team for doing those awesome big accomplishments. Because it's really cool and it's really exciting. And it's so fun to cheer everybody on and see everybody just hit those goals. So, yep, that's about it for me.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm so glad she talked about the energy because it's literally like no other. It just lights your fire. Okay. Brittany, you want to go next?
My 5-year walk, is that this year? I don't even. October of 2022. So will you walk after your 5 years or the year?
You're just gonna miss it. Yes, because that's what happened with mine.
I was like, is it already 5 years? Like, dang.
With mine, and then it was like the next year would have been my 5-year walk, and then it was virtual, and I was so mad.
It's okay.
Off my living room.
It's okay. I was like, I can't believe that it's already been 5 years. Thank you for reminding me. And I was like, is it really already been 5 years? Wow, that's crazy. I'm Brittany Bartow. I am a director with Wax Sling and Slashers. I have been with Scentsy almost 5 years. So my first SFR was Austin, Texas in 2019? 2019? Yeah, right before all the COVID things happened. So I kind of just like signed up on a whim. Like I was like, maybe I want to go, maybe I don't want to go. I don't know. I kind of just signed up on a whim. I just needed a vacation really. And so I was like, oh, this is great. This is fun. So I signed up and I went, and it was really great meeting all the people that I had like chatted with on Facebook and online, and like had been cheering on, and like Tara and Heather and Hannah. It was great seeing all them. Sorry, y'all, my Kim Possible's going off over here. It was great seeing all them and getting to walk the stage with Tara for Sensational Start Level 3 was so much fun. And I think what was a lot of fun for me, fun-wise, was the fitness martial activity. That was so much fun, y'all. We literally broke the ceiling because we were jumping so high and a ceiling tile fell. So that's an experience, but it was a lot of fun. I like riding scooters around. I'm a big foodie, so trying all the different food places, going downtown into the middle of a really sketchy taco place with
I was gonna say, except for the taco place.
except the taco place. If you're there, you know that was a little sketch. But that was the most fun part. The most beneficial part, I feel like, for my business was, one, all of those giveaways, so that you had the product up front, you were able to go ahead and tell people about, get pre-orders, make samples of. But those breakout sessions were so good, because you get the choice of what breakout sessions you go to. You're not forced to like go to a certain one or sign up for a certain one. You kind of just get to look around and see. Hannah said that taco place made me never want to set foot in Austin again. It was a little sketch. Yeah. I almost died because I choked on food truck sushi. That's a whole nother story. Kelsey will remember that one. I almost threw up in the hotel room. That was fun. But the most beneficial thing was definitely the breakout sessions. There were areas where I felt like I was struggling in my business and I needed a little extra push. I needed a word of advice. I needed some guidance, because I went in as a star consultant. And so I felt like I was just a baby consultant, and there were areas that I hadn't had experience in order to grow. And so those breakout sessions were so good. There was one breakout session, I think it was with Colette, and it was about building your paycheck fast and ways to focus on building your paycheck. And she literally showed a breakdown of a paycheck, and like, here's what you're making based off of your front line. Here's what you're making based off of your PRV. Here's XYZ. And so that was the number one thing for me that helped me, because it showed me, okay, if my focus is going to be growing my paycheck fast, here's where I need to focus my energy. And so those breakout sessions are like a necessity. And here's the thing. Those breakout sessions are optional. You obviously don't have to go to them, but you're crazy if you don't, because they are so beneficial. And I mean, it was worth every single penny. That registration was worth every single penny for the amount of return that I got in my business for what I invested. And so I know it's a big investment, and it is a big investment. Obviously, for some people, that is a huge investment. But think of it this way: you're going to get so much return off of that investment in your business. You're going to see so much growth that will make you more than what you invested in the long run, one. And two, it is tax deductible. You can write it off. So anything that you spend, keep your receipt for, because that's an investment in you and your business. So that's my spiel on SFR.
Perfect. Yeah, y'all don't even want to know about the sketchy taco place. We thought we were about to get kidnapped or die. I don't know that we would have made it out if we wouldn't have had my husband with us, because it was a big group of girls and it was real sketchy, and then he was with us. So luckily, because I don't feel like we would have made it out.
SFR is when I realized that Derek McGee is like, I mean, he's just like the true blue, because like there were a million people waiting to get into this auditorium for awards night. And Morgan was like, it's cool, don't worry about it. We'll get down there, don't worry about it. And I was like, I mean, there are people everywhere. Sorry, these kids are so loud. But as soon as those doors open, I swear to God, it was like, I don't know if they're like military in him, but that dude was like a German Shepherd dog, and he was like down to the front row, and we were on like the second row, all of us together, and it couldn't have been any better. And I was like, damn.
And this year we're gonna have Andrew too, so them two together can just team up and plow through everybody, and we're gonna get our good seats.
Whole section.
So we don't have to fight for seats, but we'll see. Okay. Let's see who has not gone. Kelsey, where are you at?
Hey, Hannah
I'm
says
right
let her in. She got kicked off.
Yeah, Hannah got kicked off.
Let's see her now. Hold on.
Crystal's trying to get into.
Yes, got it. Okay, got it.
Okay. Okay. Go watch your TV show, please. Okay. So I'm Kelsey Todd. I'm director of the Southern Wax Slingers. I'm a little hoarse. I came home from Disney World Saturday. I was laying out by the pool in 85-degree weather Friday evening, and then came home and there was snow in my front yard. And so the weather has really taken a toll on me since then. So I'm a little hoarse. And I have a cough. But anyway, so my first Scentsy family reunion was in Austin in 2019. I went, just me and Brittany flew together, we roomed together and everything. It was just us, no kids, no husbands. And I feel like, and I'm not saying don't bring your spouses and stuff, but for me, I focus better when obviously my kids aren't sitting there with me, and I don't focus better if my husband's not there, but it's just like he can be sometimes, if he's not interested in the stuff that's going on, it can hinder me. So I just go in just me and be able to sit there and focus on me that whole trip. And my business was hands down what was best for me. And so that is what Morgan texted me yesterday and asked if my husband and kids were going. And I was like, no, I'm thinking I'm going to leave them here again. So I haven't even ran this by Aaron. Like, he doesn't even, I haven't even been like, oh, by the way, I'm going to Salt Lake City in June. But I was kind of on the fence about it this year because my son still isn't really sleeping through the night. And I would have to leave him with my parents who care for my grandparents. And I just didn't feel like doing that. But I think I may just end up doing it anyways and saying, hey, I need this because everything that everyone else has said, Hannah and Heather and all them that said, it is just a teetotal, especially if your business is kind of lacking in the moment. It's just such a huge, just a bounce back for your business. And for me, it was a huge, I had a huge leap in my mental health. 2019, anyone that was around me that year knows that year was a really terrible year for me in a lot of aspects. And I went to SFR and I had the best time. And I came home and cried because I wasn't in Austin, Texas anymore. And like, I crashed almost because I had the best time. But so the trainings are on point. The trainings are top notch. Like, they don't just get like anybody to do their trainings. Like, SFR trainings are top notch, next level. You're going to want to sit through them. You're going to want to take notes. The breakout sessions, incredible. I remember the year we were down there in Austin, we were all on scooters coming back from some barbecue place. And we were headed back for some breakout sessions. And one of my girls, she had signed up for breakout sessions, but she decided she wanted to go somewhere else instead while we were down there. And I don't mean to knock her. I'm just kind of using her as an example. She didn't do the breakout sessions, and we went to the breakout sessions, and she's no longer a consultant, and mine and Brittany's businesses are thriving. So it just kind of shows you, like, if you put in the money and everything, do everything while you're there. Like, I get wanting to sightsee and stuff, and there's time for that. There will be time to sightsee. There will be time to get all that fun stuff in, but I promise you are going to want to utilize every minute of training for your business. So the trainings are great. The giveaways, they're mind-blowing. Like Morgan said, we were there when they came out with the pet line, and it was, I have pictures of us sitting there opening our pet line stuff, and our faces are just like, what? Like, we have a pet line? Like, this is incredible. And so I remember the wall fan diffuser that year. I remember that was the year they announced our partnership with Marvel, or that we would have Marvel products, Marvel and Star Wars. It was Marvel and Star Wars. And it was just like mind blown. And so also Brittany mentioned the fitness marshal. I wrote down to touch on that if nobody did. That if you haven't signed up for okay, so I'm a bigger girl. Like, you look at me and you're like, oh, she doesn't exercise. I don't, but I love the fitness marshal. He is. I used to do Dance to Fit all the time, and that's kind of his style. That's what he does. Incredible. Best time of my life. If you don't, even if you don't work out or anything, you'll love it. It's like a dance fitness and it's so much fun. And yes, we did break the ceiling. I completely forgot about that. But that, like everyone's mentioned, the whole energy, I'm afraid to die. Heather, you're so stupid. The whole energy, like just thinking back, it's so funny because like just 2 days ago, I was like, I don't know if I'm going, but sitting here talking about it, all of it has got me so pumped up. And I'm like, all right, I gotta go. So like my kid can wake my parents up a couple nights in a row. It's not gonna kill them. So it just everything about the whole, I think my biggest thing, I love the trainings, I love all of that, but I thrive off of interaction with people. And I didn't realize that until COVID hit, because I always used to make jokes that I was like an introvert and I hated people and stuff, and that's not me at all. I'm a very big people person. I learned that through COVID, and getting to meet all of the people. That's the first year I met Heather, Tara, Brandy. This first time I met Brandy in person. I think it was, I don't know if that was the first time I met Hannah in person. I can't remember. But anyways, just connecting with everyone that you feel like you've known them for years, but being able to connect with them on a personal level and meeting them in person and like having those hugs and those, just that time. I don't know. There's just something about it, like the connection and the interpersonal time that we had, like just connect, like Emily Goodneck, that's, I don't know who all here knows Emily Goodneck, but she had texted me while we were down there and was like, she lives in Canada, and she said, hey, I think she lived in Texas then at the time, though I can't remember, but she texted me and was like, hey, would you like to get coffee? And I was like, me? Like, you want to have coffee with me? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And I was late for it because I think I was taking a nap or something and forgot to wake up. But anyway, so I got to sit and talk with her, and like that was incredible. And even as I was a director then, I think I may have, there was a couple years there I was up and down. It was kind of a nightmare, but getting to connect with her, like even being a director, I was like, Emily Goodneck wants to have lunch with me, like little old me, what in the world? And so you meet people like that and you forget that they're human just like you are. And it's so cool, like just to really connect with those people. And like Heather, I just saw Heather a couple weeks ago at a Super Bowl party, and I'm like pumped to see her again in June. And we live like an hour or 2 hours from each other. And so, I mean, just, I don't know, like that, I think that's what I love the most is like the trainings and all that, they're great, but like the cherry on top for me is getting to connect with your sisters. And we have pictures, going back to the energy and stuff. We were like, I think like we were dancing or something at one of the meetings, the big in-person meetings or whatever they're called, the big room. And I have a picture and a video somewhere. We were all in the group. We were like hopping up and down, and all of a sudden Brittany just climbs up on my shoulders. And they actually had I'm wanting to say it was like shown in a picture on like the Scentsy webpage or something. There was something, and like we're just dancing and having the best time. Like it's not all just professional business meetings, and like, I mean, you do that, you grow your business and stuff, but they make it so much fun. And so yeah, that's, if you don't, especially if you've earned it. Like when Morgan texted me the other day and was like, are you going? I was like, my son, blah, blah, blah. And then I thought, I earned this. Like I need to go. Like I earned this for free. I need to at least, so if you've earned this, the registration for free, you've got time to plan out the rest of it. Go ahead and register. Don't wait. Don't let it fill up. Go ahead and register, because I promise you, you won't regret any single bit of reunion. It's truly like the best event I've ever been to. So yeah, that's fun.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Brandy, do you want to share anything? I'm going to ask you to unmute. So if you do want to, you can come on.
Oh, I was like, which one? I think there's two Brandys on here.
Brandy O'Quinn.
Oh, that's me. Sure. Oh God, this webcam makes me look awful. So I am Brandy. I am a superstar consultant. I've been with Scentsy since 2016. So 5.5 years almost. So I'll be doing my 5-year walk this year. I've been to 3 SFRs. And when I say they are life-changing, they are. I'm not going to get emotional. I need this. I desperately need to go to SFR this year because I'm afraid if I don't, my business is just going to be gone. Barely getting lead numbers, and I have a team of 15. So I'm not being a good leader. And I know SFR has all those breakouts, and those breakout sessions are not to be slept on. I don't care if you feel like you have all the training in the world, go to them. Because there might be one little snippet that's different that you don't do, and that will change your business. So I don't know. I earned the last 2. So I went to Anaheim for free, and I went to Austin for free. And Anaheim was my favorite because we did get to go to Disney that year. But business wise, trying to focus on that, you kind of caught me off guard here, Morgan. But I mentioned in the chat, these last 2 years have been a disaster. I've lost many family members, which a lot of people have. Moved twice, just issues with my team and everything like that. But I'm looking forward to SFR as a reboot. It's going to be a restart for myself, my business, and everything that, I've built. I don't want to lose this. I really, really don't. And that's what I'm afraid is going to happen if I didn't make it. So, but talking with Hannah, we're going to make it happen because it's got to happen. But the breakouts are awesome. The community, just a sense of sisterhood, family. If you don't have that, in your life around you, like you don't have another local consultant, it's a game changer. It makes you feel connected to, your peers, but your business also, because you can see what you can become. Of course, I don't compare myself to others, but I look up to all of you that, have talked. I looked up to every single one of you because I'm just little old me. Like, I think it was Kelsey was saying it, getting to just have lunch with Emily was just, or breakfast and stuff like that. It's just with Emily and Morgan and Hannah, I always looked up to y'all. It was just like celebrities. So, but go, you won't regret it. That's pretty much it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I should have just ended it there. Go. So yeah, go. Hopefully this was helpful. Is there any more questions that y'all have, or does anybody have anything to add that I left out that we didn't cover, that maybe I didn't think of? Like, I feel like I'm gonna have to relearn how to do this thing because it's been so long. Like, we've done watch parties and we've done like things that we organized on our own, but it's so different. Like, now I'm like, home office is actually doing everything and I have to remember how to do this again. So I'm just hoping I didn't leave anything out, but yeah, I'm excited.
The breakouts, remember, they did change it up a little bit, that it's like more geared to directors, superstar directors and stuff like that for some of the breakouts. Like, so when you get the little agenda that comes in the packet, look at that and find out the one that's going to work best for you. And you're able to go to any of those. It's going to be a variety of them. And you got to find what you are lacking and you go with that. Like, if you're good at recruiting, do not go to recruiting breakout. Just don't. Go to something else and you'll learn a lot.
Yeah, that's really good advice. Don't just go to the one that your friend's going to, and definitely don't not go. Like they said, pick the ones that resonate with you, the ones that, whatever area you're struggling in, whatever area you're weak in, whatever you need to work on, go to that one. Don't just go to one because it's a director that you look up to and you love them if they're talking about something that you're already good at. So just pick the session. Don't even look at the speaker. Pick the session that's going to resonate with you the most and try your best to get into that one. So I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. This cannot come fast enough. I'm so glad it's in June and not July this year, because then it comes even faster. But me and my husband will be there. Lots of us are registered already, but if you're not registered, go get registered. We cannot wait to see you. And I guess that's it. I guess there's no more questions. So
I was gonna ask, is this do they usually, because I can't remember because I had not had time to earn an incentive trip when I first went to my first SFR, but I know, obviously they're going to announce the next incentive trip at the end of it, but we will not have gone yet on this current incentive trip. Do they usually have the incentive trip before SFR?
it's
And then you
usually
find out?
typically the incentive trip is in June and SFR is in July. So it's
Okay.
so that it's backwards, but I think it's because of May. Well, I don't know if this is why, but because of the maybe because of the no, I was gonna say because of the catalog transition time change, but that's still not until August. I don't know why they
It may have just been when they had to book the cruise, but I can't imagine how exciting it's going to be to find out where the next destination is going to be before we even get to go to Alaska, and then going to Alaska and having all the excitement from going on that trip, and then knowing you're going to get to earn the next one.
Yeah.
I just thought.
Well, that makes sense. Crystal said June sucks in Alaska, so maybe.
Oh.
All right. Well, that is it. It's always raining. Ugh. Yeah, we don't like rain. All right. Well, I will see y'all again soon. Go get registered. We will see y'all in Salt Lake City.